If the documents in the public domain are the only charges, then there is no case.
If the documents in the public domain are the only charges or misconduct that the Honorable Minister is being accused of, I'm sorry to say this, there are non-issues there.
Mr. Chibuzor Okereke, public policy analyst, analyzed that Betta Edu is someone who is actually living up to the renewed hope agenda.
We're looking at a young woman who is very pragmatic, who is bold, who is productive, who has been able to demonstrate as a poster lady for this administration. You know, at the inception of the administration, especially when the ministers were appointed, I was on several stations, you know, on policy setting, agenda, and what have you. And this particular ministry, you know, in the last administration, the whole Nigerians wanted us to open it up, understand the National Social Register, and what have you. And we say that we have to look out for ministers that will be able to give us a roadmap in 2 to 3 months. And this particular minister did it in just a week, saying that we're going to audit the National Social Register. She even took it to the Federal Executive Council, and even at the state level, everybody agreed we need to conduct an audit of the register and ensure that the people that are supposed to be there are there. She also said that they are going to make sure that the Renewed Hope grant for vulnerable people are delivered to them. And she even put a figure that by 2024 or so, they are going to have over 72 million Nigerians reached. I mean, that was bold, that was courageous, that was somebody actually living out the Renewed Hope agenda.
Mr. Chibuzor explained further that there was a particular memo that was relied on. The federal government financial regulation number 7138 talks about how individuals should not deposit public funds in government account.
That particular memo that was released relied on the federal government financial regulation number 713 that talks about individuals should not deposit public funds in government accounts, but be part of it says government funds should not be paid to private account. And this is a regulation for 2009. At the time, we have not implemented TS.
Furthermore, he explained that nobody has drawn attention to Financial Regulation 2014 number 14023, which talks about the advance for disbursements for special projects. Project managers and project accounts can be received those monies disbursed, expend and retire the non-personal advance.
Nobody has drawn attention to the financial regulation number 1402 that talks about advances for disbursement for special projects, that actually project managers and project accountants can receive those monies and disburse them.
Mr. Chibuzor said, and I quote, "If the argument is that the financial rules need to be reviewed, that does not look away. Then the argument will make sense. Even if you go to the office of the permanent secretary in the villa, you cannot operate the TSC account dealing with other logistics without having the project accounts credited for the implementation of such projects."
If the argument is that these financial rules or regulation need to be reviewed, that it doesn't look okay, then the argument will make sense. Not that there is an infraction. I can tell you today, even if you go to the office of the permanent secretary in villa, any ministry you think about, any agency or government, you cannot operate the TSA account dealing with your operational costs, dealing with other logistics without having project accountants being credited.
Mr. Chibuzor has assured that there is no difference between an officer who has official responsibility to take charge and disburse funds, the private individual completely.
Yeah, and there's a difference between an officer who has official responsibility to take charge and disburse funds and a private individual completely.